As I gaze out from my window on a land now white with snow, my thoughts go back to childhood in the distant long ago. A cottage thatched in the great oak shade, the dusty road that's bogward bound, the flickering fire where dreams are made. A cockcrow greets the newborn day, the grouse is calling in the bogs. As I gaze out from my window on a land now white with snow, my thoughts go back to childhood in the distant long ago. A cottage thatched in the great oak shade, the dusty road that's bogward bound, the flickering fire where dreams are made. A cockcrow greets the newborn day, the grouse is calling in the bogs. Yon smithy's anvil tolls the bell, a shepherd whistles to his dog. The ploughman and his team, with gulls flying all around, chattering beyond the hedgerows, children schoolward bound. A crossroads dance at sunset, with jigs and reels so gay, and in the meadow by the mill, a corncrake holds sway. But I must stop reminiscing, progress must have its way, and for the old folk of tomorrow, the past will be today. A snowfall in winter creates the same wonderland effect in rural Ireland each year, but this winter scene is different. This is Aughrim, County Galway in 1944. Country life was very much different then. With the lack of growth, whatever little grass the farm animals could find had to be supplemented by provisions stored at harvest time. The final stage in saving the hay was to pile it high into a sheepcock around a wooden pole. The pole was to prevent the remains of the sheepcock turning over when the sheep devoured the underneath. Fox hunting was the main outdoor pastime during the winter months. As well as providing enjoyment for horsemen and dog alike, it was also a service to farmers, as it helped to control the fox population, which was a serious menace to the farmers at lambing time. Turnips were chopped into manageable proportions for cattle and calves using a hand pulper. The countryside was dotted with mills. These were tall stone buildings along river banks. The interior was a maze of belts, gears, and wooden conveyors. The large water wheel was the source of power. In addition to crushing oats into oaten meal for porridge, the large querens also ground wheat into flour. If the grain was hand-rolled, it made it much more palatable, especially for sheep. Rolled oats were fed to the ewes from wooden troughs. In late February, the crows get busy selecting sites for their nests, and shortly after, the building begins. This is the time of year also when the farmer killed a pig to provide bacon for his family over the coming months. After the killing, the pig would be hung up until the following night when the boning took place. When the bones were taken out, the grishkins would be cut from the sides. Then the sides were cut and salted and stored in boxes. Leather goods were vital to farming life. Every small town had a harness maker.
How are ya?
Oh, hello.
How are things?
Well, not so bad.
I've a sort of a sick collar here you might have a look at for me.
My God, it is bad, all right. It's nearly as bad as looking at yourself. What do the collar?
There's another man up the street and he'd probably do it for me if I bring it up to him, but them all are saying that you're the best at it.
Is that right?
Yes.
No. Well, do you think you're going to get it done cheap when you're praising me like that?
No, Rory, you did a few jobs before for me. I know they went quick, but at the same time, bad old weather, isn't it?
It is. But sure, why happen to be out there? What right here? I can sow a wetter by him.
That's right. The farmers go out and make the money and they come in to pay you.
They do.
You haven't a bob left to the poor devil. The jail was not Jude's taking it after him, it's some other fella.
You wouldn't get it out of some of the farmers with a machine gun.
That's gone a bit far there.
It is, all right, but we'll do it all the same.
But the leather is good in it now,
Right.
and the frame is good.
Right.
Generally very solid.
You seem to know so much, only don't do it yourself.
But because I have a good, with all the money that's out of it, I have a good mind to take on the job myself. I have more out of it than farming anyway. I saw a man the other day in town with a horse. I said like that, God, he was a lovely animal.
Oh, there's some good ones coming all the time. There was a character come in from Moore one time with a horse here, and he was up at the top of the square. And an Englishman came along, and it was the last horse he was buying. He'd a full wagon load got, but he said this one would suit him. So he said to the old fellow, how much for the horse? And the farmer said, £400, sir. All right, he says, I won't be arguing with you. He says, I'll give you the 400. He says, I'm in a hurry. He says, less 7.5%. Well, I don't know so much about that now. I'd have to think about it. So he went down to Maggie May's pub, and there was a nice looking barmaid in it at the time, and he says, excuse me, miss, if I give you £400 less 7.5%, what would you take off? Every bloody stitch. No. So, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but that's the way it was told to me. No.
I'll tell you, I'll come back in a couple of days, will I?
Aye, come back tomorrow evening, we have it for you. That'd be all right.
Gee, that's not so bad.
No.
Well, look, so.
Goodbye. We've seen you.
And I expect a top-class job done now on it.
Right. If you owe the money, we'll do the job.